Hey, what's up everyone? It's your girl Brain Shanae, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my last book haul of 2023. So if you want to know all the books that I got for December, please stay tuned. And I am back, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. If not, welcome back. So I'm going to be sharing with y'all all the books that I acquired in December. And like I said, this is the last book haul of 2023, y'all. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first things that I have here, I had these two mangas a while ago, then I gave them away because somebody had wanted them more, and at the time I wasn't in the mood of reading them. But I'm making it a goal for next year, 2024, that I'm going to be reading all the volumes that are currently out for this particular manga. And so I have volumes 1 and volumes 2, and that is Blood on the Tracks. This is volume 1, and then I have Blood on the Tracks volume 2. I've been hearing things about this. I could have had this read like 2 years ago or so, and I just never read them because they told me how like heavy hitting it is, and it's rough. It's a lot. It takes a toll on you. So I was just really hesitant to read it. But now I'm like, I want to go ahead and start reading the series of mangas that we have here for Blood on the Tracks. I believe there is a total of like 14 volumes so far, and I believe that I can catch up and read them as I go. But like for this synopsis, just for volume 1, it says Sichi's mother loves him very much, and his days pass with placid regularity. School, friends, even the attention of his attractive classmate Fukishi, until one terrible summer day that all changes. It says Suzo Ashimi, The Flowers of Evil, delivers his most unsettling work yet, the tale of a seemingly normal family suddenly swallowed up by the creeping horror of everyday life. Gorgeous art and in an understated script only serve to heighten the tension as we watch Sechi Asabi's life spiral into nightmare. So I'm looking forward to reading these. So like I said, I think there's a total of 14 volumes. I think the 15 volumes will be coming out soon, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think there is a total of 14. So my goal is to read, all the volumes that are so far that are available to me, and I'm going to be reading Blood on the Tracks. So yeah, so I was able to get these. The next thing is also manga, and I have been reading this manga like all year now, and I'm really enjoying it. And that is Why Raeliana Ended Up with the Duke, and this is volume 5. And for this one, it says, a place to return, not for the Raeliana Macmillan who was, but for me. And it says, Raeliana is putting on her detective cap. Set on unraveling the secrets behind her strange reincarnation, she starts digging into original Raeliana's past, which happens to entail an extended leave from the Duke's mansion. In light of her recent rejection of Noah's advances and Justin Shamal's persistent flirtations, this investigation may be just what she needs. Little does she know, the fated meeting between Beatrice and the Duke has finally come to pass. With plot point after plot point from the novel playing out, will Noah's heart join in following Destiny's script? So it's been really interesting so far. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to continue on reading this, and I just need to see what happens with Raeliana and all that, especially with her, reincarnation. So yeah, this is another one that I'm looking forward to that I had to get because I saw it and I didn't even know it released, and I was like, yep, I got to get that. The next one is another manga, and this is another series, and this is Villains Are Destined to Die. This is volume 5, and this is the newest one that just recently came out that I haven't been keeping track of what's been releasing. I usually have a good idea of when they come out, but I've just lost track. So when I was at the store, I spotted this and I'm like, oh my gosh, all right, I got to read this one now. And this one is like coming out like every month or every other month. And it's hard to keep track because manga is always coming out every other month, every month. It just depends. So for this one, for the synopsis, it says, your eyes, my lady, are only filled with sorrow, never joy. Then it says, Penelope and Callisto safely escape the assassins, but the danger is far from over. The crown prince has been left in mortal peril, and Penelope is standing trial for attempted murder. Accused of attacking seven nobles during the hunt, she faces a court proceeding that, in actuality, is nothing more than an elaborate sham to frame her. With false testimonies filling the courtroom, Derek proving himself untrustworthy, and Callisto being unfit to take the stand, will Penelope rise against all odds and prevail? So, I'm really looking forward to this one. And for a second, when I started reading this particular manga, I thought it was really slow paced, and I was sort of losing my interest in wanting to continue on. But it's starting to get really good, especially with the last manga for the volume 4. A lot of action was taking place, and so now we're getting into the nitty gritty. So I'm really excited to read this one. This next one, this is an arc. This comes out April of 2024. They were able to send this to me in the mail, which I'm really excited to read. This is called The Last Fee Hunter. This is by Selene Goldenberg. And here is the book. Like I said, this comes out April 2024. And I'm really looking forward to this. When I saw the dragon, I'm like, yes, I got to read this. So just look sorry about the glare, but just look at it. It's beautiful. And just let me go ahead and read the synopsis a little bit on the back. So it says, a Thai folklore inspired dark fantasy, equal parts smart, exhilarating, and delightfully fun. It says Fee Hunter and perpetual lone wolf X is on the scent of a legendary demon whose death will bring him praise and acclaim. But the road to glory is a tough one, and he is interrupted by a pregnant runaway who needs his help with safe passage through the ghost-infested forest. A task made more complicated by the assassins on their tail, determined to reunite her with the father of her child, the ruthless crown prince. And this sounds really good. And this particularly comes out April 9th of 2024. Oh yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this. It just sounds really good. This guy, assassin, he's on a journey or whatever. Next thing you know, he has a task that he needs to complete. So I'm really looking forward for this. It's a legendary, so his name is X, the scent of a legendary demon whose death will bring him praise and acclaim. This is interesting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This sounds really good. They even sent me more information about the book. So it says, X, the youngest and most excitable member of the Fee Hunters Order, travels the haunted countryside, stalking and slaying the ghosts and demons of Saruman Kingdom. While he takes great pride in his mystical trade, collecting dwindling bounties and peddling butchered speared organs lacks the glory he craves. X believes the only way to win the respect of his guild is to hunt down a legendary demon, one that eluded even his masters and hasn't been seen for decades. In a rundown provincial village, X gets ripped off by another stingy client and is on the wrong end of a one-sided bar fight with Arinya, a charming Niue-born boxing champion, saves him from a brutal ass-kicking despite being 9 months pregnant. Oh wow. In return, she asks for his escort through the dangerous spirit-filled forest where ghosts salivate over the scent of the unborn. When they're attacked by agents of the crown, Arinya confesses that she is the prized consort of the crown prince, and the new queen seeks to eliminate all possible usurpers, which includes Arinya's unborn child. Feeling responsible for Arinya's safety, X vows to help her return home, but as more of the consort's secrets emerge and the elusive demon he's been seeking calls out, he must face the dangers from both men and monsters, or lose not only the respect and sanctuary of his guild, but also the woman he's trying not to fall in love with. Yep. I'm excited to read this. This sounds so freaking good. So freaking good. Yeah, I'm here for it. So yeah, I was able to get this. They sent this to me in the mail, so I'm here for it. Cannot wait to read this. This will probably be a book that I read in April, particularly since it comes out in April. So we have this. The next one, I was able to get this in the mail too. This will be the first book that I read by this author. I see people talking about it and I'm reading it and such and having, discussions about it. And that is The Fury. This cover is really interesting. It says, this is a tale of murder, or maybe that's not quite true. At its heart, it's a love story, isn't it? Lena Farah is a reclusive ex-movie star and one of the most famous women in the world. Every year, she invites her closest friends to escape the English weather and spend Easter on her idyllic private Greek island. I tell you this because you may think you know the story. You probably read about it at the time. It caused a real stir in the tabloids, if you remember. It had all of the necessary ingredients for a press sensation: a celebrity, a private island cut off by the wind, and a murder. We found ourselves trapped there overnight. Our old friendships concealed hatred and a desire for revenge. What followed was a game of cat and mouse, a battle of wits, full of twists and turns, building to an unforgettable climax. The night ended in violence and death. But who am I? My name is Elliot Chase, and I'm going to tell you a story unlike any you've ever heard. And yeah, this sounds really interesting. This comes out next month, January of 2024. Like I said, I've heard people talking about it already, so I might actually read this. It sounds good. It sounds really good. So yeah, I was able to get this. This was sent to me in the mail. And then this book comes out next year as well. I don't know if I shared this with you all, but this is Stay With My Heart by Tashi Byoyen. This comes out January the 2nd. In which I do want to end up reading this. It says, a new YA contemporary from Tashi Byoyen, author of Counting Down With You and a Show for Two. It says, Liana Sakar has her future in the music industry all mapped out. That is until she accidentally sabotages an up-and-coming local band. Her mission for the summer is to steer them back towards success. It should be easy. She's pragmatic, responsible, career-oriented. But there's one problem. The band's leader, Skylar Moon, is a little too easy to fall for. So this one sounds good. It's like I feel it's a contemporary, but with some romance in it, it seems. So, and I love this cover. It looks really beautiful. So I'm looking forward to reading this as well. And like I said, this book comes out January the 2nd of 2024. Now this next book, this one also comes out January the 2nd of 2024. And I'm looking forward to reading this. This is I'm not probably going to be reading this in January, but probably going to be in March particularly. And that is The Storm We Made by Vanessa Chan. And I like this cover a lot. So it says, a spellbinding, sweeping novel about a Malayan mother who becomes an unlikely spy for the invading Japanese forces during World War II, and the shocking consequences that reign upon her community and family. And then it goes on to say, Malaya, 1945. Cicely Alcantara's family is in terrible danger. Her 15-year-old son, Abel, has disappeared, and her youngest daughter, Jasmine, is confined in a basement to prevent being pressed into service at the comfort stations. Her eldest daughter, Jujube, who works at a tea house frequented by drunk Japanese soldiers, becomes angrier by the day. Cicely knows two things, that this is all her fault and that her family must never learn the truth. A decade prior, Cicely had been desperate to be more than a housewife to a low-level bureaucrat in British colonized Malaya. Malaya, yes. A chance meeting with the charismatic General Fujiwara lured her into a life of espionage, pursuing dreams of an Asia for Asians. Instead, Cicely helped usher in an even more brutal occupation by the Japanese. As the war reaches its apex, her actions have caught up with her. Now her family is on the brink of destruction, and she will do anything to save them. Spanning years of pain and triumph, told from the perspectives of four unforgettable characters, The Storm We Made is a dazzling saga about the horrors of war, the fraught relationships between the colonized and their oppressors, and the ambiguity of right and wrong when survival is at stake. So this sounds really heavy, but I'm looking forward to it. It sounds like a story where it's relevant. It's really relevant even today. And, it's going to be, today pretty much is the last day of 2023. So, yeah. So this is, definitely can't wait to read this one. This next one I got in the mail. It's called Get the F Out Your Own Way, A Guide to Letting Go of the S That's Holding You Back. This is by MJ Harris. I'm not sure I've heard about this book at all, but it sounds interesting. It says Malcolm MJ Harris is an internationally recognized lifestyle and business influencer who has been featured by Oprah, USA Today, and Black Enterprise. He currently lives in the United States and South Africa. This is interesting. Yeah, so this is definitely something I would give it a go and see what it's about. I feel like it's straightforward. Even we have a blurb by Tabitha Brown where it says, I've been blessed to witness the kindness and realness of MJ Harris. So yeah, I was able to get this in the mail. So thank you so much for sending this to me. And yeah, I cannot wait to read this. The next book that I'm definitely going to end up reading, I think now this author is going to be traditionally published because this was the last book I was able to get because I think at the time she was an independent author. So I was able to get this last book before they ended up before the author went to be traditionally published, I believe, I'm assuming, since it was hard to get this book. But that is Only for the Weak by Natasha Bishop. I was supposed to read it this month, but I got a little bit overwhelmed and I had so many of the books that I needed to get to. So this is going to flow into 2024. And it just, I love this cover so much. It says, "You are cordially invited to the wedding of Anne-Marie Cross and Arnold Hightower. And now a toast from the maid of honor, Janelle Cross. Hi everyone, thank you for being here. Some of you may know me as the sister of the bride. Some of you may know me as the ex-girlfriend of the groom." Oh goodness, this is messy. "But I'm willing to bet none of you know me as the woman secretly sleeping with the best man. I am. I know, I'm just as surprised as you. It was only supposed to be for the week, but every kiss, adventure, and stolen moment with," and then it has a blank, "Rome Martin feels like it could last forever. Oh well, what happens in Tulum stays in Tulum, right?" So I'm really looking forward to reading this, and the book is not that long. It's only about maybe 215 pages at that, so I feel like I'll be able to read this in a day. This is probably going to be a book that I read in February for sure. So yeah, I have this. The next two books that I acquired for Fairy Loot for their November box, and that is The Scarlet Alchemist by Kylie Lee Barker, which I did unboxing, and then we have Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare. I did an unboxing for these, so I'm not really going to, go into detail for these, but I'll leave the link up above for when I did the unboxing for both of these. But I haven't read them yet. I look forward to reading them, especially this one. This will be my first book that I'll be reading by Cassandra Clare in particularly, and this will also be my first book that I'll be reading by Kylie Lee Barker. So Baker, excuse me. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading both of these. So this are other two books that I've gotten in December. This next one, I just got this in the mail the other day. I had ordered this because I love this author and I wanted to get this particular edition, and that is Her Radiant Curse by Elizabeth Lim. This is the Fairy Loot edition, as you can see. And it's signed by her, and it says, "Set in the world of 6 Crimson Cranes, this thrilling yet heart-wrenching fantasy explores the dark side of beauty and the deepest bonds of sisterhood." So yeah, I was really excited about, Elizabeth Lim coming out with another book that deals with, the story in the world of 6 Crimson Cranes, and I love that duology. So I had to end up getting this one because it sounds really beautiful and amazing. And I'll even read the synopsis. So it says, "Chani was not born a monster, but when her own father offers her in sacrifice to the demon witch, she is forever changed. Cursed with a serpent's face, Chani is the exact opposite of her beautiful sister, Vanna, the only person in the village who looks at Chani and doesn't see a monster, the only person she loves and trusts. Now 17, Vanna is to be married off in a vulgar contest that will enrich the coffers of the village leaders. Only Chani, who's had to rely on her strength and cunning all these years, can defend her sister against the cruelest of the suitors. But in doing so, she becomes the target of his wrath, launching a grisly battle royale, a quest over land and sea, a romance between sworn enemies, and a choice that will strain Chani's heart to its breaking point." And then it says, "Set in the world of 6 Crimson Cranes, this thrilling yet heart-wrenching fantasy explores the dark side of beauty and the deepest bonds of sisterhood," like I said. So yeah, I had to get this one, and I cannot wait to read this. So here's another book that I've gotten. And this one is another one that I had gotten from Fairy Loot because I love this author as well. And I've read majority of her books. And this is I think I need to read this book and one more book by her. And I think I would be caught up with all the books that she's written. And this one is a companion of, I don't remember the other book. Let me see. I'm trying to remember the companion book that goes with it. It's called, Foul Lady Fortune. So this is the second book. So we have Foul Heart Huntsman by Chloe Gong. And this is the Fairy Loot edition. So it continues on, as we go on to adventures with Rosalind Lang. And I'm not going to get much into this because I feel like it's going to be a spoiler for me in general. But I really do love the additions that Fairy Loot does. I love the effort and the stencil they put into it, the creativity they put into it. So yeah, so this is another book that I acquired in December. And then last but not least, I just got this last night and I shared it with everybody that was on my sprint the other last night. And that is Sons of Darkness by Gravav Mahanti. This is a Barnes & Noble edition, and when I saw that, I'm like, what? Barnes & Noble, you definitely starting to step up your game a little bit. But I like the cover. I mainly got it because it's also by a BIPOC author, so I was really excited for it. But let me read the synopsis. So it says, some ballots are inked in blood. Blood dry by violent confrontations with the Bangladesh Empire, the Matharan Republic simmers on the brink of oblivion. Senator Krishna and his third wife, Satapanya Hamya, have put their plans in motion, both within and beyond the Republic's blood-soaked borders, to protect it from total annihilation. But they are soon to discover that neither gold nor alliances last forever, and that they are not the only players on the board. Mati, pirate princess of Kalinga, has decided to mend her ways and become a good wife. But old habits die hard, especially when one habitually uses murder to settle old scores. Brooding and beautiful Karna hopes to bury his brutal past, but finds that destiny is a miser when it comes to granting second chances. Hero turned torturer, Sashuni limps through a path of daggers. Meanwhile, his foes and woes multiply, leaving little time for vengeance. So it looks like there's different point of views. We're having Mati, we're having Karna, and then we're having Hero, and then we also have the Emperor and his third wife. So we're having a lot of different point of views. It says, their lives are about to become yet more difficult as a cast of sinister queens, naive kings, pious assassins, and ravenous priests are converging where the son of darkness is prophesied to rise, even as forgotten gods prepare to play their hand. So even gods are in this as well. So this is very interesting. This is giving me the Dandelion series vibes a little bit by Ken Liu, just a little bit. Now that series was just amazing. I love the Dandelion Dynasty series. So it's just when it comes the gods are coming in play and you have this kingdom, and you have all these different people involved, it just sounds like a good time. So I'm really looking forward to reading this as well. But that is it. Those are all the books that I acquired in December, and this is my last and final book haul of 2023. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please, please, please give me a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that bell to be notified when I upload more videos in the future. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all stay healthy and stay safe, and also have a happy new year. Bye, everyone.